Steve Bruce to Jamaica might be one of the weirdest reports we've ever heard in a long time, at least, that's for sure. And of course, being as though we are the Getting Full podcast, we have to talk about everything and all things Jamaica national team. So we are here talking about potentially Steve Bruce going to Jamaica as the next manager. It's going to be a good one. I'm joined by my friend Andres, per usual, and we're going to give our opinions on Steve Bruce. We want to hear your guys' comments on whether or not he is the correct next manager for the Reggae Boyz, especially because we know we have a huge Jamaica population, so we want to hear everything you guys think about this. First, I'm going to give my opinion, and immediately the answer, the one word I can think of regarding Steve Bruce going to the Reggae Boyz is no. No. Steve Bruce might be one of the worst candidates for the manager position of Jamaica I've seen. To be fair, one of the only ones I've seen. There has not been a lot of talk surrounding the next manager, but he is definitely not the right answer to this next period of Jamaica. And I'm going to tell you why. Steve Bruce is not a good manager. Steve Bruce is not a good manager. He has had some somewhat good seasons at some clubs, but he is not a good manager. He most recently coached West Brom, and I think he put them at their lowest league position in a certain amount of years. I forget what it was. Back in October 22 when he was sacked. He is not a good manager whatsoever. I do not think he's the right manager for Jamaica. He does not have tactics. I was on a Reddit thread surrounding Newcastle fans back when he was at Newcastle, and the Reddit thread was questioning what his tactics were. And every single comment was saying that his tactics are his tactics in the way that nobody knows. I don't even think Steve Bruce knows. He just throws his best 11 out there, what he considers that to be his best 11, and they run the ball around, pass the ball around, and do what he thinks, or would do what they think is right. And as a result, yeah, they're not that good. Steve Bruce is not a good manager. Andres, your immediate opinion on Steve Bruce becoming the next Jamaica manager?
After the Copa America performance, I feel like everyone was a bit let down of the performance overall. But I felt like Jamaica needed identity. Go with this new manager that they would appoint, and Steve Bruce is not the man to give you identity. He's actually the polar opposite of what you need. You want an identity, you want a certain style of play, you need players to play a certain way, and Jamaica has quality, and if Steve Bruce comes in, then it's going to be a mockery of the federation, and they're gonna just be playing pickup, bro. Think about it, like the way he plays, the way people always say how he doesn't have tactics. He even kind of acknowledges the fact he doesn't have tactics. He doesn't believe in tactics. Kind of shows that it's kind of just pickup. You show up, you have training. I don't even know what they would do at training if I'm being honest, but
right.
You show up to training, and it's kind of like, oh, let's do a kickabout with the boys and then see what happens. But if the Jamaican Federation wants to be taken seriously in the CONCACAF, especially with the talent they have at this moment in time, Steve Bruce is not it. It's only getting popularity just because everyone's shocked by it, not in a good way, in a very, very bad way. That's the only reason why everyone kind of knows about it. Even Instagram, not accounts that don't even post about Jamaica were posting that post about soccer. We're posting about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
because it's so random.
It's so random. He's been out of a job for 21 months for a reason. It's not like he's been unlucky. And they need to look elsewhere. But I mean, maybe they're trying. Maybe if that's the best they can do, that's kind of worrying. But there's no way. There's no way that's the best they can do.
Let's set the stage for Jamaica real quick. If you're not a Jamaican diehard fan, you won't know where they're at in CONCACAF or in relation to the world. But Jamaica are in a weird transition period, and I would kind of put it similar to the USA. Obviously, on a much lower level in terms of world prowess, but the USA and Jamaica are both currently without a manager, and this manager appointment could be one of the most important appointment in years for both federations. For the USA, obviously they have the World Cup coming up and whatnot, and want to establish dominance not only in CONCACAF but around the world. But the Jamaica have what you can consider to be not a golden generation of players, but a really damn good generation of players, and a lot of opportunity to improve upon that with dual nationals, with really good youth prospects that are technically English representing right now, but who knows, they could move over to Jamaica if it's a good project. They need a really, really good manager. And Steve Bruce is not the answer to that. I don't believe Steve Bruce can come in and change the game for Jamaica, which is kind of what you need from the next manager. He needs to be the one to be there for 4, 5, 6 years, I mean, or less, but one that sets up a new identity in a similar way that Jesse Marsh is doing with Canada, who we
Yeah,
reference a lot on the channel. You need someone similar to that to change the entire footballing culture of Jamaica. There is a great footballing culture in Jamaica. We have seen that on our channel with videos past. There could be a lot more going into this federation. Steve Bruce is not that. Comparing him to Heimir Hallgrimsson, right? When Heimir came in, and not saying he did the greatest job with Jamaica, he did a pretty good job, but
yeah,
there could have been
I
more
think
to it.
so. But
I think he did a
but
good job.
semifinals in the nation was it
Yeah,
Nations League, right?
third place in Nations League actually. They
Yeah,
won that game
third
against
place.
Panama. That's very good for Jamaica and should be a sign of things to come. But
Should have beat
when
the United
Heimir came,
States, but
yeah, I
yeah,
know it was a good tournament. It was a really good tournament, and the
yeah,
Copa America
good
was
good performance.
justifyingly bad for him. Um,
We don't talk about
Heimir
that
when he
one.
came into yeah, Heimir when he came into Jamaica, he came from Iceland. He was the manager to put Iceland pretty much on the footballing map. I mean, if you recall their Euros, I think it was 2016, right?
Yep,
Their
2016.
Euros 20 performance,
Oh,
legendary stuff of
oh,
legends. Will go down amongst the streets will never forget
no, you're
ballers
right.
and
You're
teams.
right. No, that 2016 run was legendary,
Was
100%.
amazing. And Heimir, I mean, a lot of it was down to him. Iceland, were not a footballing country that many people consider to be involved in anything, and then they made Euros and did good in Euros. And as a result, he moved to Jamaica afterwards once his stint with Iceland was done. And, he did, like I said, he did a good job. But there's a difference between him and Steve Bruce, as Heimir was proven somewhat on an international level. And that's what you need. You can't be bringing in these subpar English managers who have, and particularly with Steve Bruce, who has moved around from club to club for the past 20 years or so, has yet to set up a footballing culture or identity for his own side of play. Somehow got a Newcastle job. I don't even know how he got the Newcastle job. But he's not proven. And for Jamaica, I would preferably like to see somebody who is, in particular, has CONCACAF experience on the
Oh,
international stage, or at least
Greg.
club. At least no, not, you can't even say his CONCACAF experience, where he's playing. He's stat padding against the worst teams in CONCACAF, or he was at least. But even like a club manager from the CONCACAF region should come in and do a better job. Steve Bruce just not even like you need a CONCACAF identity here for Jamaica. I feel at least
Yeah. I
because you're
mean,
not.
also he doesn't have any experience, man.
He just
It's
doesn't.
all like the international level is completely different from the club level. You don't have that
Mm-hmm.
interact. Maybe it actually benefit him if you think about it. But like he doesn't have any interaction with the players all the time, right? You can like
Yeah.
message him whatever.
Right.
I don't know the exact logistics, but you know what I mean. Like you're not gonna have daily contact with them, and then when they're there, you got to work on tactics, implementing them. But he doesn't have tactics, so it's actually could benefit him. But I don't even think that would be the best case scenario for him. But
Right.
it's not even possible.
And with Jamaica, one thing you obviously noticed in the Copa America, and then we talked about it in videos past, is that tactics are necessary. Tactics are absolutely necessary for this team. It was very hard because of a lack of strong midfield, and the only real tactic that they had was sit five at the back and shoot the ball forward as best you can. It did not work. You need tactics for this team. This team comes from because of a lot of presence of a lot of dual nationals. There's a lot of different styles of football at play here. In particular, English style football play, but of course, English players and academies, you have the top level academy coaches and training and things like that. And you can't just come to Jamaica and Steve Bruce having to tell you, like, you know what, just see if you could score and see what happens. It's just not, it's not going to work
Yeah,
for them at all. And unfortunately for Jamaica, like, in my opinion, it's a very attractive job, but you're not going to get the same quality of managers that the USA is looking for, that Mexico is looking for, vice versa. But as a result, I think Jamaica, you take the risk with a younger, somewhat experienced coach from the region, and then you run with that. But Steve Bruce, I think it's just a name hire. It's just an English name
yeah.
hire, is all it is.
Just an English name hire. I mean, maybe they're trying to do it to attract some other people. Maybe testing the waters. I just don't see. I think they're just trying to see how people thought, and then we're gonna make a
Right,
decision based off that. But it's just silly,
right,
man. It's just silly. It's not the direction you want Jamaica as a federation wants to go, especially with all the controversy they had. You want to go forward, not backwards, and take a step back because they're on a high right now. If you take Copa America, they're on a high, and they're still
right.
kind of on a high, but they're kind of like about a plateau. You know what I mean? Like they were here,
Yeah.
Copa America, then they went, and so they're now like kind of like about a plateau. But if you hire Steve Bruce, you're going down.
It's
Like you're
going
going to go
down.
back to where you just were at, and it's silly, especially with the
Yeah.
team that
Yeah.
the players that are available at this time.
And like I said too, like over the next couple years, it's very important because we have the World Cup coming up, a close, somewhat local for Jamaica World Cup, and they have a really good chance of qualifying within through CONCACAF because of the fact that Canada, USA, and Mexico are already qualified. They don't have to compete with them anymore. Jamaica has a really good chance to make an appearance in the 2026 World Cup, which means you have to take advantage of that. Steve Bruce is not taking advantage of that at all. You cannot waste this opportunity. Even though, like, you could bring in an English coach, right? And you hope to do that so you can convince some English dual nationals to make the switch to Jamaica. But Steve Bruce still isn't that guy. Steve Bruce, I think, still wouldn't even convince them. It would make more sense if you hired a maybe more inexperienced English manager. Hope he does good and convince people to come over. There's more levels to that. There's more factors to that. But Steve Bruce is just a name. That's all. That's all it is, and the wrong name, for that matter. You
Yeah,
could go out and find some managers who had some success, either maybe an AFCON or AFC or especially CONCACAF at some countries, and at least they know what they're kind of doing, and then bring them over, or clubs or whatnot. I don't believe that Steve Bruce is the only candidate for Jamaica here, or not really only. I don't believe Steve Bruce is the best candidate. There's more people out there. I'll take the job. I'll take the job over Steve Bruce.
I know you would.
I know I would.
Assign me
I have more
assistant
tactics
coach
than him.
or goalkeeper coach. I got you, dude.
There we
I
go.
got you.
There we go. That'd be unprecedented.
Us three as a trio, bro. We would easily qualify for the World Cup. No ifs, ands, or buts. Easy.
Yeah, and
Easy.
Jamaica, you need to take advantage of it because a lot of your core is getting older. Michael Antonio is what, 34? I think Damari Gray is teetering upon 31 or so.
Oh, dude, he looks so young though, which is crazy.
Think, or he might be younger. I forget. But Leon Bailey's getting up there in age a little bit. Andre Blake is getting up there in age. You have to take advantage of the core you have now, the foundation you have now,
He's
and Steve Bruce would not be the one doing it.
Damari Gray.
28, okay. My fault. But Damari Gray, he's still getting up there. His attitude is not the greatest. I think he's old. My fault. They need to be doing a lot.
Respect.
Nah, respect to him.
Andre Blake is 33.
33, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Steve Bruce is not the answer.
And then think about when all these play by the World Cup. 35.
Yeah, it's 2 more
by
years.
The World Cup. Damari Gray is 30. Hold on, looking at Michael Antonio real quick. I'm gonna hate looking this up. 34. He's gonna be 36 by the time. I doubt he's gonna be playing.
Yeah.
Personally, but you know what? It's fine. We don't worry about it. We talk about the present. Okay, the present.
Talk about the present. And the next year.
Yeah.
And next year. But Steve Bruce, not the answer. I would love to keep up to date on who the next candidates are, who the rumors are, because this is a big appointment. And I'm very excited to see who they do elect as manager, and whoever it is, needs to steady the ship, really, because there's a lot of issues with the Jamaican Football Federation and the team. The next manager needs to be the one to say, "Hey, I'm here. This is how it's going to be run," and hopefully get some success for that. But who knows? It's Jamaican Football Federation. They don't help themselves all the time. So who knows? This is true. So yeah, like I said earlier, if you guys have any opinions on this potential appointment of Steve Bruce, let us know in the comments down below. Just because we want to hear every single comment that you guys want to give us. We read every single one. And who knows, maybe we'll take those into account the next video we do about Jamaica's, coaching search and whatnot. And if he is hired as manager, we'll do a video on that as well. And we'll see. So yeah, Andres, you have anything to add before we call it here?
Nope, just like and subscribe. Leave a like if you like Steve Bruce being appointed, and if you don't, just do both.
We're gonna get no likes. We're gonna get no likes.
Just do both. If you like it or not, just leave a like. That's what I say. I've been thinking about saying that entire time.
All right. Well, we'll call it there. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And all right. Take care.
Peace.